Hello everybody, this is AlzaboHD. Welcome to my newest series for my Europa Universalis achievement runs. I've decided to play as Sweden, and this will enable us to get quite a few achievements. We will of course be able to get the Sweden is Not Overpowered achievement by controlling the Baltic, and we will be able to get the Lion of the North achievement by leading the Protestant League to victory against the Emperor. And I also have the added challenge of attempting to stomp out Muscovy early, expand across Siberia, and get a foothold into Asia, where I can then take over Japan for the Land of the Rising Sun achievement. So, that being said, there's 3 achievements that are on my mind. Hopefully I can conquer all of them. But the most pressing matter from the start of the game is that we are actually not even independent. We have to fight for our independence against Denmark. So in order to do so, we need to first find people who dislike Denmark, who are going to be the lighter red rather than the yellow. So right away we can see that people who do not like Denmark include Scotland, Lithuania, Novgorod, and potentially the Hansa. So immediately we are going to go ahead and try to drum up some support for our independence. And before we do that, we will also be recruiting some military units. And we are also going to be editing our navy, as cogs are useless. We're going to get rid of them immediately, just like so. And let's go ahead and see if anybody will support our independence at first. I noticed that Lithuania had the most darkest of red, so they'll immediately accept our offer for them to join us for independence immediately before anybody else would. So we're going to accept it, and let's see if anybody else would. Teutonic Order is not interested. Livonian Order not very interested. The Hansa also not interested. In Scotland, potentially. So we're going to go ahead and get started with recruiting some more galleys. Of course, this is an inland sea, the Baltic Sea, which means that we get a bonus for galleys, and of course galleys are really inexpensive for maintenance, so that's great. Let's go ahead and get started. And of course we are going to have to declare war before Lithuania joins Poland in the Union, as that will reduce our strength of our alliances. And right away we can see that basically only Lithuania would support us. It's kind of a shame, honestly. Let's go back to the opinion map modes, where, besides Lithuania, like I said earlier, Novgorod doesn't really like Denmark all too much. Unfortunately, the Teutonic Order does. The Hansa doesn't seem like they're very willing, so that's fine. If Scotland could support us, that would be nice. Let's go ahead and fast forward a few months. And maybe, just maybe, we can recruit a diplomacy advisor, which would make getting offers for our independence quite a bit easier. We're going to take the money. That's pretty self-explanatory on why we do, of course, need an advisor. We can get a diplomatic reputations advisor, but he's really expensive. We can't quite afford him just yet. So let's see if we can do it without diplomatic reputation. We might just get lucky, you never know. Scotland still not interested in supporting our independence, neither is Novgorod, but pretty soon they will. So we're going to stick at it, as once our army strength increases relative to Denmark, we should be fine. What would be really nice is if Denmark decided to attack Gotland with their huge rebel force over there. That would be very nice. So we've got a force of 7,000 men in Stockholm, not too shabby. Can't quite get the offer of independence from Novgorod quite yet, but we're working on it. What about Scotland? Almost there. So Scotland, I think we'll just go to war with Scotland. That should be enough, assuming we can get enough galleys here to keep the Danish on their island. And pretty soon, like I said, Lithuania will probably get sucked in to a personal union of themselves under Poland. So I hope that doesn't happen, but maybe it does. Over here, very good news, Denmark is losing in a war. that should make it a bit easier for us to get allies. Like right away, we were able to ask for a support for independence from Scotland, which they've accepted, which is great. Don't mind my phone buzzing right now. And we can ask for an offer from Novgorod. We are ready to declare war. Perfect. Very, very good. Let's go ahead and get our economy back and ready with our army maintenance. I did not realize it was going to be this fast. This is fantastically good news. Unfortunately, our navy isn't quite ready, but that's okay. Would anybody else be interested in joining our independence? Not even our brothers Norway. Very, very sad that not even Norway would assist us. So let's go ahead and get started. As soon as we get on the Norwegian border, my plan is actually to attack Norway right away because they are allied. We can get them out of the war and keep Denmark over here with our navy. That is the goal. We, of course, just got a garbage general, but he's better than nothing. He's a 0-1 shock. Again, not very good. But, you know, you get what it is. I mean, you know, it is what it is, I should say. So, missions. Let's go ahead and work on improving our prestige. Maybe that'll be a possibility in the future. Our morale is almost good enough to declare war, but we don't really have any ships whatsoever. Maybe we can work on making more ships here in Stockholm and Haagensland as well. Of course, my naval force limit's only 8, but galleys take up so little maintenance that it doesn't matter. We were going to be declaring war on Denmark right away. Or rather, we can wait until Denmark makes the mistake of moving their men onto the island. I think I'm going to do that instead. Hansa would not support us. Teutonic would not support us. Pomerania is not interested. Really, we're not going to get anything else in the way of support, unfortunately. Which is sad. Lithuania, of course, is not under a union with Poland yet, but that's going to happen very, very soon. So Poland is picking up their men off of their island of Copenhagen. Let's see what happens. They're sending 2 out to Gotland, which means that we are good to go. Let's go ahead and start the war. And hopefully this goes well. We do have... Oh, I see. They're allied with the Teutonic Order. That's going to be a pain in the ass. But we have Novgorod, Lithuania, and Scotland. Let's just go ahead and give it a shot. Might as well give it a try, shall we? We got a 4-3-3 as a leader. Not too bad. We'll immediately increase our stability. And more than likely use our ruler, who's a 4-2. Fantastic. Really, really good ruler. Let's go ahead and get the war started. So on our side, we have more men, but that's just as long as Lithuania is not in a personal union, which might not be very long. You know, they might immediately get sucked up into that personal union. We have to be careful. Of course, in the Baltic right now, we are getting screwed over by Teutonic and Danish ships. I was hoping that we would have a larger naval capacity. We do have, of course, have Scotland. They might come to our rescue here in a minute. We will have to wait and see. Because this fort is only level, let's see, I think it's only level 3. We can move some of our men off of the fort. Let's go ahead and do so. And let's go ahead and spread out our men a little bit. We'll send them over to, well, I don't want to be caught unaware if Denmark is going to be attacking me, so we're actually just going to keep it like this, status quo. It's fine. I'm instead going to opt to recruit another Latin medieval infantry, just like so. And if Denmark attacks us right now, I think we'll be fine. Except they have the added benefit of Holstein. That's not good. But our larger allies, Novgorod and Lithuania, are doing well, even though Scotland chooses to do basically nothing. So right now, they're going to get there on the 3rd of January. We're probably just going to pull out if we can. Doesn't look like we can at this point, so we might as well just stick it out. That's unfortunate. Cancel this troop. Send one over here. We can't afford it. We must have lost that in the conversion process. That's fine, not a big deal. Let's see if we can throw off the Danish here. We're getting really terrible rolls here. If we just got better rolls, it would have been fine, but we were not able to get good rolls. So we've lost the war, or lost the battle, I should say. That's fine. We will regroup our men. You know, these things tend to happen. Not the end of the world. Totally understandable. We'll have another infantry waiting for us in Finland. And we'll be ready to throw the Danish off of Stockholm if they choose to land there. Of course, our allies are taking out Teutonic Order, which is good. We can potentially get him out of the war. Be quite useful. Now we've regrouped outside of Finland. We're going to come back around and hire some more Latin medieval infantry, which would be nice. Let's go ahead and increase our relationship with somebody else. We just took a loan, which is not too surprising considering we had an advisor, although we no longer do. That's fine. What should we do here? Let's go ahead and regroup, and we'll figure the rest out once we get there. So Denmark has occupied one of my territories. That's not too surprising. We're going to go ahead and loop around the Baltic Sea here. We have yet another infantry that will join up with our forces. That's great. Norway, Denmark, and Holstein are ruining shop on southwestern Sweden. We hope that our allies will join us in time, but it doesn't seem like they really want to. Let's go ahead and give access to Novgorod. That way they can march their troops through my territory. I was kind of hoping they would, but it seems like they've decided not to. We're also going to give access to Lithuania. And we'll give access to Scotland too, once they're ready to join our war. Of course, now we can take out this hastily assembled Norwegian army, which should be no problem. Do we give them access or do we ask for access? We need to offer military access, that's what it is. So, very easily destroying this Norwegian army up here. It's by himself. That was simple. We offer military access, that's what we're going to do. We'll cross the river over here and vanquish Holstein. Or at least attempt to vanquish Holstein. And that's going to get the attention of Denmark. Right away, they're going to move off of my territory, which is good. All going to plan. We are able to take back the territory, which is great. And we're going to pull back our men. Or attempt to. Yeah, we can. That's fine. We're going to offer military access to Novgorod, just like so. And we are in a pretty good position. I'm going to recruit another troop in Stockholm while I'm heading there. Okay, that's bullshit. They were going to get there on the 16th, but I gave them an order to go to Stockholm, and now they decided to stop marching, even though they're going the same direction. Oof. Well, we're probably going to get fucked over here. Can I escape to Finland faster? Or rather, Norway faster? I can. I can go to Bahuzalen. Let's go ahead and do that. Playing this very, very closely. We're able to get there. So, from Bahuzalen, let's go to Västergötland. And we'll get there on the 23rd. They're going to get there on the 3rd. Is this even worth it at this point? Let's go back this way. We're just juking them. This is kind of funny how much we are juking the Danish out here. Sweden juking out Denmark since 1446. We're doing a pretty good job. And just like that, we're over here. They took enough of our shit. They're just going to decide to continue the siege. That's fine. We have a much bigger navy now. Or rather, it's getting bigger. But we still have a Teutonic fleet outside of the Gulf of Finland, which is bad. But the good news is that Lithuania has a armed force heading towards us. Perhaps they're going to vanquish Denmark. Let's go ahead and work on making more claims on Novgorod, as they will be the person that we take territory from as soon as we declare independence. So we're in a pretty good position, actually, by and by. I'm going to go ahead and work on taking back Varmland. We need an economy to support our army. Of course, we're getting help from Lithuania, so we're going to stand our ground we'll be fine. Lithuania will be able to reinforce us. They're going to get there on the 14th. When does Lithuania get over here? They're not going to be here for a while, actually, so we might actually want to pull back a little bit, if we can. We can get over here on the 12th, so we'll beat them. That's fine. Again, we're just playing a game with Denmark. Västergotland in the 30th of December. We will get there sooner. We're just going to go back up north again to juke them out and gain some stability while increasing our reform desire. Of course, we do want to be Protestant at some point. We are the King of the North, so we want to be Protestant. Immediately, I'm going to be sending my men to Varmland to capture back the territory. We, of course, have a much bigger military at this point, which is great. And we will let Lithuania take out the Danish army over here outside of Småland. And after we take this territory, we're going to start carpet sieging Norway, starting with their capital. And, you know, we could probably... I would like if Lithuania sent the land to me, because we have I believe we have a core over here. We do, which is great. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and help out Lithuania. They need all the help they can get, and we will send it to them. So sending my army over there, if we can win even one battle, that would be good. Of course, Lithuania was pushed back, but we are at full morale. They are not. We have more men. So let's go ahead and get started. Really wish Scotland wasn't completely useless, but they are, most unfortunately. So let's go ahead and attack Skåne, which we attack right now. Let's take a look. We have destroyed the Danish army. That was very easy. They're completely destroyed. We're going to go ahead and start working on Skåne. And what else should we do here? Let's go ahead and send back some of our units, maybe like 2 of them, to start taking out some more Norwegian territory. That would be most useful if we were to do so. We'll send them over here to Askerhus. And good guy Lithuania is actually shifting control over to the territories that they've conquered to me, which is fantastic news, of course. And we are working on taking Skåne. If Denmark decides to attack over the crossing, they will suffer a massive penalty. So we certainly hope that they do. And right now we're just playing it out. You know, we're doing really well. We could probably reduce our fleet maintenance just because we're not even using it at this point, and we'll raise war taxes too, just because. Is there anything else we can reduce? Maybe our forts. Let's go ahead and mothball those forts. I know it's not a good idea, but you know, we're doing pretty well right now. Not a huge deal. Let's go over to the economy. We're gaining money now, which means I can repay the loan. I'm most concerned about the loan, and if we can repay the loan, then that's good. So that being said, we are still outside of Denmark over here at Skåne. I'm tempted to, once we take this fort, to spread out my men a little bit. And our navy is quite a bit bigger now. Assuming we can get Teutonic Order out of the war, we will have no problem in attaining supremacy over the Baltic Sea. And that's my hope. I mean, we recovered quite a bit. We lost the first battle, but we are going to win the war. I have no doubt in my mind about that. And we have a decently sized navy too. We've got a navy of 11, even though that's like 4 over our force limit. But it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and skip ahead a little bit, as we are currently definitely we definitely have the upper hand at this point in the war for our independence. We do have a very low legitimacy though, which kind of scares me. We just gained Casus Belli against Novgorod, as that really nifty sounding mod has just stated. We're going to also fabricate claims on Livonian Order, probably starting with Osul and working our way inland. Right, so let's go ahead and see how we're doing over here. We're doing fantastic. Really, really well. We have taken the Norwegian capital. I'm going to go ahead and work on eradicating the Norwegians. And I think we can pay back our loan. That's 63. That's great. We'll lose some admin power. That's fine. Not a big deal. So now we are just going to sit back, relax, and exterminate some Danish. So Norway is getting its ass kicked. What's new? Let's go ahead and work on annexing more Norwegian territory. We'll get right on that right away. And the Danish city of Skåne, or rather the Danish county of Skåne, has almost been captured, which is great. We even still have some Danish pretender rebels in Gotland, which will no doubt keep them distracted. So that's good news. What else do we have going on here? Probably need more claims being pressed. We'll press some more on Novgorod, that's fine. This time we'll do it on Ingermanland. We really want the territory of modern-day St. Petersburg. It gives us access to a very lucrative trade node. I believe the trade node is the Novgorod trade route. It's very, very powerful. It might even be an end node. Let's go ahead and check again. It is not an end node, but it, for all intents and purposes, is. Of course, Lubbock will be the main trade node for us later on in the challenge. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that trade node. We've just taken Skåne, which is fantastic news. I'm going to be splitting this army, keeping a army on Skåne, just in case, while also working on capturing more Danish territory over here in Sweden. And once we take all of this land over here in Norway, we should be set. I can repay my loan too, which is great. Now we are at positive income for the first time since this war has started, which is really, really good news. We are just raping now. We're doing very, very well. In fact, Teutonic Order probably want out pretty soon, and we'll give them peace, as that will increase our war score quite a bit. So we've taken control of Bergenhaus. We'll go with Sagen. And I know I'm mispronouncing these words, guys. I'm sorry about that. It's a bit unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. We're still suffering some pretty bad legitimacy. It's because of our prestige. Our prestige is low. We'll try to improve it as much as we can. We have taken Skåne, which is great. All we need now is to take this territory over here, Haugaland. I believe that's where the modern Norwegian city of Tromsø is, and it'll be good if we can take it. And before the episode ends, I am going to sign peace. Don't worry about that, guys. As that sound indicates, we have another casus belli, which is great. We're going to sign a separate peace with the Teutonic Order. They can give us some stuff, so let's go ahead and take war reparations and maybe some money. We could actually really use some money right now. They'll give us quite a bit. They'll give us 98. This will really get us going. It gives us no aggressive expansion. This is really just about as good as it can get. So war reparations, that's fantastic news. We can go ahead and increase our fleet maintenance and go ahead and unmothball our forts. Let's go ahead and activate them. So, that being said, I think we can go ahead and destroy the Danish fleet now, or well, pretty soon. We'll wait until our allies Novgorod and Scotland are ready to join us. And besides that, we're doing pretty well. No, we don't really feel for that. We're just going to go ahead and convert Lapland. It doesn't really matter. And let's choose to gain legitimacy. We have very low legitimacy. It'll be important for us later on down the line for us to achieve that. And just for shits and giggles, let's see what independence would entail if we were to gain independence from Denmark. It's only 22% war score. That's not too bad, actually. Do we want them to cancel their subjects, though? No, honestly, we don't really need that. We do want, however, to take our territory back in Sweden. We just need a little bit more war score, and then we can sign peace. I just want to get a nice little wedge of Scandinavia for myself here. And I'm fairly sure we can get our navy ready pretty soon. We can even attack their capital because they have it undefended. Let's go ahead and do that, just for shits and giggles. Might as well, right? It's fun. And we're on their capital province of Sjælland. We will reinforce on the 18th. I'm going to send most of my troops over there. They're probably so stupid they're going to attack me. They did. Really, really easy to defend. We're just going to take their capital. Might as well, really. And then we can negotiate the peace however we want. So now that we are still at war, I'm going to be fabricating more claims on the Livonian Order. We want to claim on every province if we can. Because we will be expanding east into Muscovy, we will make them release Perm. So that they cannot colonize. And I think for our first idea, we might actually take colonization, depending on how fast we can screw over Muscovy. So, yet more claims on Novgorod. This time, we are going to lay claim on... Let's go up the north, Kola and Karelia, that's fine. Just like so. And we're doing a very, very good job here. Of course, the capital of Denmark itself is under siege. We are just raising that war score like crazy. We are not going to renew the war taxes, as we need all of the admin power we can get, and rather military power we can get. I could probably hire an advisor, but we're not going to just yet. We will wait it out. It's fine. And like I said before the episode ends, we are going to declare peace with Denmark, probably get war operations from them as well. And I'm just a little bit worried about how much aggressive expansion we're going to get from taking back our provinces in Scandinavia. We're about to find out. And now is as good as any time to make peace with the enemy. Let's go ahead and do so right now. Oh, we have no diplomats to send. That's awkward. Well, we're going to have to wait until we fabricate claims before we can do anything. Perhaps we should blood our naval units a little bit. Well, no, there's really no point, is there? We are just going to wait it out, guys. We're getting some rebel semi-separatists, however. I'm guessing up here in Lapland. Yeah, that's where the Sami are located. Gonna go ahead and send some men up there. Maybe even increase their autonomy, so they're not so pissed off at me all the time. Wish those Sami would not always be so pissed. Okay, so now we can make peace with Denmark, and we are going to do so. We are going to take back all of the historically Swedish territory, and we can make them cancel Holstein if we want. It's a consideration. Or make them release Scotland. That might be pretty nice. We'd have to occupy the fort for us to do that. Not worth it. So let's just take war operations and some money plus the provinces. We're in a good position, guys. So again, I want to thank you guys very much for watching part 1. We're off to a really good start. As you guys can see, even within the first 6 years, we've declared independence, taken back all of our cores. We're pretty powerful now. I think we've got a much higher land limit and force limit for our naval units as well. We do, which is great. How much aggressive expansion, however, do we have? That's what I'm worried about. Mainly just the aggressive expansion. So we are going to move back our men to Stockholm. Or rather, more than likely to Lapland. We have a core on all of our provinces that we have taken in the war, which is great. Awesome. So stay tuned for the next episode. We should more than likely declare war on the Livonian Order or Novgorod. Of course, we would like if Muscovy took just enough Novgorodian provinces for us to be able to vassalize them in one go. For our rival, we are going to select Denmark. It's pretty self-explanatory. And the Teutonic Order as well. Eventually we'll select Novgorod, but not quite yet. And let's go ahead and bunch all of our naval units together. I'm going to immediately set upon making more light ships. That'll be really important. And once they're all together, we can group them up, which is good. Lithuania wants to royal marry me. Why not? As is Scotland, but do we really need a Scottish alliance? We're going to be looking for more strong alliances, like with England. England would probably give me a relatively strong alliance in the future. Maybe Poland as well. Let's go ahead and work on improving our relationship with Poland. They will be the wedge that drives Muscovy away once we decide to turn our gaze to the east, which will be pretty soon, actually. So Lapland is almost going to revolt on us. We really need to send our men up there. And they're on the way, hopefully, as they will rebel pretty much any day now. We are going to be setting this fleet up with patrolling the Baltic Sea, even though there's only one light ship. Still better than nothing. And where are my ships? Once again, they are over here. Okay, so that's good. While we increase our relationship with Poland, we need another alliance. We're probably going to take it with Lithuania in the interim. We are already allied with them, that's fine. It's actually really good. We could probably take an alliance from the Hansa at some point. Might be worth it. But in the interim, let's go ahead and fabricate more claims on Livonian Order. Thinking more along the lines of Narwa. We can just take all this territory while we wait for Novgorod to be declared upon by Muscovy. And it might actually be declared upon if we are allied with Novgorod. We will see later down the road. So again, guys, this is the end of episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I'm really having a lot of fun here. We're going to go a bonus turn to see if we get any Sami insurgents here in the next month. I think we probably will. Well, this is a really hard decision to choose. You know, you can either lose 5 prestige or gain a lot of base tax in a lot of different provinces. It would be stupid not to select the first option. So we're going to do that. And we can afford a advisor. We will take... Let's go with the National Unrest Advisor. That'd be perfect. Sami rebels will pop up at any moment now. And again, thank you so much for watching the first episode. Stay tuned for episode 2, where we declare war on Livonian Order and really kind of stake out to see what happens in the future of Sweden. So again, see you guys in the next episode.